All right, 5:30, we're going to start to bring the meeting to order. Mr. Reichert, Dr. Reichert will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
And the flag is directly behind you if you want to turn around. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have to use this mic for the people that are online listening in.
Thank you, Dr. Reichert. Our first student of the month is from Mrs. Holbrook's class, and that student is Benjamin Little. Can you come on up, Ben? I'm going to read you what your teacher said about you, okay? And I just read it, and I agree with every single thing she said. Mrs. Holbrook said, Ben is a great student and friend in our classroom. He works hard every day and always does what he is asked. He never complains and he includes others and is always kind. Ben also has the best sense of humor. I agree with that one. If you asked any student in our class, they would have positive things to say about Ben. He gets along well with everyone and he deserves this very much. I'm so glad that Ben has been a part of my classroom this year. The next student of the month is from Miss Miller's classroom. And that goes to Alice Parker. I'm shrinking. I remember when Alice was this big. Oh my gosh. So Miss Miller said, Alice has grown both as an individual and as a student during the time she has been in my classroom. She is compassionate and helpful to her friends and her peers as well, and always helpful and respectful towards the staff who work with her every day. Alice continuously tries her best even when she struggles with a new concept. She advocates for herself by asking questions or asking for help. Thank you, Alice. We appreciate you very much. Mrs. Noyce? Mrs. Noyce is going to present her students of the month for 5th grade.
It was hard to choose between a lot of my students in my class, but it was hard to choose between a lot of the students in my class, but I ended up choosing 2 of them. So my first student of the month is Kinsley. Kinsley is a student who consistently demonstrates an outstanding work ethic. She comes to class ready to learn each day and puts forth her very best effort in everything she does. Whether we are working through a challenging assignment, reading a new story, or solving a difficult math problem, Kinsley stays focused and is always determined to get the right answer. One of the things that makes Kinsley stand out is her curiosity. She asks thoughtful questions and truly wants to understand the material we are learning. Her curiosity not only helps her grow as a learner, but it also encourages others in the class to think more deeply. I was pleasantly surprised by how much research she did on the Roanoke colony the day we had discussed it in class. Kinsley is also an excellent participant during our classroom discussions and activities. She is always willing to share her ideas, contribute to conversations, and work collaboratively with her classmates. At the same time, she shows respect by listening carefully to the thoughts and opinions of others. Kinsley, thank you for being a wonderful example for your classmates through your positive attitude, responsibility, and commitment to learning. My next student of the month is Addie Lingo. Should I say the real stuff or should I be nice?
We'll stick to that.
Okay, I'll be nice tonight, okay? All right. Addie consistently shines in our classroom with her outgoing disposition. She has a calm, laid-back personality that helps to make our classroom feel relaxed and welcoming. Even on busy or stressful days, Addie has a way of keeping things light, fun, and positive. One of the things that makes Addie so unique is her sense of humor. She has a great understanding of sarcasm, especially my sarcasm. Her quick wit and subtle comments often bring a smile or a laugh to the classroom at just the right moment. We won't go into the blonde moments, right? Okay. But beyond the humor, Addie is also a thoughtful, dependable student. She comes to class ready to learn, participates when it matters, and treats others with kindness and respect. She helps create the kind of classroom where people enjoy being together and learning cooperatively. Addie, thank you for being a shining light in our classroom. Your personality, humor, and positive presence make our classroom a better place every day.
For those of you who received the awards tonight, you can stay for our next meeting or part of this meeting, or feel free to go out in the hall where Mrs. Watkins is standing and she wants to take some pictures. So feel free to leave.
Fiora, are you staying? Oh, I did. You're more than welcome. I know. I know you don't want to stay, Sherry. Got pamphlets to print, so better get busy. All right. There are no changes according to Bill on the agenda, so any motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we're on to consent agenda. We don't have anything that even needs explained there, I guess. Nothing out of the ordinary, so just
I
need
can
to-
go through it just
You
for
want to?
those people online. There is no patron participation. So moving on to consent agenda, A, claims docket. B, approval of the minutes from the public hearing on February 16th and also the regular board meeting on February 16th. C, no personnel. And D, no receipts. I would recommend that you approve items A through D.
I'll make a motion to approve items A through D.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Under new business, we became aware that the DeKalb County Fair either moved without us knowing about it or they chose to move back a week. So we need to change our school calendar for 26, 27. I think we have September 27th currently, and they're going to move to October 2nd. So we need to adjust our school calendar. Yeah. So if somebody wants to make that a motion, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I'll make a motion to make the change for the DeKalb County Fair time. I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Item B, back in the old days, when I was officiating, you got paid when you first got to the game. The athletic director handed you a check and you got to put that in the bank and all was good. Well, today things have changed to electronics. And so now there is a company called EventLink, and the state, included in your board packet, the state has recommended that we follow some certain guidelines with EventLinks. One is to pass a resolution tonight that gives our ECA treasurer the authority to use EventLink to pay sports officials. It's a common practice across pretty much the state of Indiana to do electronic payments such as EventLink. It does cut down on cutting checks, I guess, but I will let Brittany explain anything else that you'd like to explain, Britt.
That was basically it. The packet had a detailed list of the steps we'll go through to make sure we're, not one person's doing everything. So our internal controls, but yeah, we were one of the last to switch to this. So I know officials appreciate electronic payments, and it does cut down on checks as well.
So we just need a motion to allow ECA treasurer Lori to pay our officials through EventLink.
I'll make a motion to allow Lori to pay our officials through EventLink.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I will assume the vote is always 5-0 until somebody says no, because I can't always see down to
everybody.
Julie down there. So under my superintendent's report, I have several things. First of all, before you leave, make sure you sign the documents. We've had several unsigned things, and Brittany has asked me to remind the board that before you leave, please make sure you get everything signed. This DOE has released an accountability model for school grades that will begin in the 26-27 school year. We have yet to be able to meet as an administrative team because of fog delays and so forth. So we will be meeting this week, and then we will present to the board that accountability model. It's not quite approved by everyone. It has to be approved by the Attorney General, but I think he will approve it. So that will begin, and it will be a new way for our school, both of our schools and our corporation to receive a new school letter grade. So that will be, I'm going to ask Mrs. Richter to present that next month to the board. The weight room, today they were in, the weight room is all cleared out. First of all, it was nice that it was all cleared out because it also had an inch of water in it from the drain being backed up in the back by the barn. What happens when we get 4 inches of rain like we did, the drain overflows, not because it can't handle it, but because it gets corn stalks, leaves, and just leaves in general, debris blocking that. So Chops and I have talked about how to solve that problem, and there's a camera that sits right outside of that, and I'm working with Kelly to see if we can access that on our cell phones or on our computers so that during a big storm, and we got lights right there, that we can see it's backing up. So one of us, somebody can come over and clean the debris out of the drain so it continue to let the water go. So that was the reason why we had to delay this past week, because we had water in that room, and I think Mindy McConnell's room had some in it as well. So we'll work on that to try and get that figured out. But anyhow, going back to the weight room, it's all been cleaned out. Today they came in, and I don't know if you've been in there or remember, but it's a real glossy surface that was put on, I think, about 7 years ago. Well, when we tried to glue it, the carpet, or I'll call it carpet, or the matting, it would not stick. So they had to grind that floor today, and they got that all done. There will be a charge, obviously, for doing that, which I'm not sure what that final total is going to be, but didn't really have a choice. I mean, it had to be done. And so they'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully the semi will arrive. It was supposed to arrive today with the carpet in it. It did not arrive. So it's supposed to be here tomorrow. The crews from West Virginia, they've been in Cleveland. They've been all over the United States. So they want to get back home. So they're going to finish up the carpet hopefully tomorrow if it arrives in time. They're going to work till midnight or whatever if they have to for that. So that's exciting. And then next week, the weight equipment should arrive. So by spring break, we will have a brand new weight room ready to go. The weather has played havoc with us once again, but we were able to get a fourth waiver from the state. So our last day of school remains June 2nd. So that was good news for us as well. One of the things that we have talked about as I transition into retirement sometime in the future is that I took over the transportation duties when I arrived just because it didn't seem to be going real well with our current person that had it at that particular time. So with my background where I've done school transportation, I took it on. But as we look forward to the future, it's something that someone else needs to take on. And we looked at several people as an administrative team, and the name Andy Baker came up. And Andy's got a background in school administration. I think he was an assistant principal maybe at one time. He also knows he's a current bus driver. He's a sub. And he also knows all the drivers because he's driven for all of them as a substitute. And when I talked to him about it, he was pretty excited about taking on this responsibility. He said, now what do I get in return? And so, you know, we tried to figure out, because one of the things, he has to have accessibility to the drivers. And so it made sense to give him an extra prep period for doing this. That way the drivers have access to him during the day. And then we agreed to a stipend of $5,000, which, don't tell Andy this, but I would have gone even higher if I had to, because it is a big job.
He's listening, so you just did.
Yeah, I just did. And so, you know, there's drug testing involved, there's driver training involved, there's driving routes involved. It's not as easy as just being able to. And then this past week, I had a driver resign. And so I had to switch drivers around and routes around. And so even next year, as I speak right now, we are short a full-time bus driver for next year. So we're working on that. We've got a couple leads, as I would say, but finding a bus driver is not the most easy thing to do. So, but Andy has been in my office pretty much a lot of Friday and also today, and we're getting things switched over already. He's got to be part of the federal safety DOT stuff. So that's a website that he's got to get used to, and he's doing his drug test training now. So I'm very pleased. I think he'll be a really good fit. I think the drivers will really like Andy as a transportation director. So any questions on that piece? And then, thank you. And then finally, one of the things that I have not done as director of transportation is to evaluate the bus drivers on an annual basis like they should be, like all our employees should be. So you can pass that down, Scott. It's not all just for you. You can take one, though.
I don't need one.
Okay. So anyhow, I have come up with this. I stole some of this and also made it unique to Hamilton. It kind of echoes what we do with our classified staff and also with our certified staff. And so I will be writing with each of the bus drivers and also giving them a rating based upon this evaluation. So if you have any questions or comments on that, I'd be happy to answer any of those. And with that, that ends my report, unless any of the board members have any questions for me. Thank you. We'll move on to the other end, Kristen and Allie.
Yeah, so just a few things. We just finished up the Jungle Book. Mr. Mettert and Mazzullo did a phenomenal job. We had approximately 45 students spend all last week until 7:45 p.m. every night practicing and preparing for the play. They did an awesome job. They performed for the whole staff and student body this past Friday at the end of the school day, and then they also performed Friday night. So kudos to Mazzullo and Mrs. Richter for setting that all up, and to Mr. Mettert for doing a great job and organizing, coordinating everything. This Friday is the end of quarter 3, which is shocking to believe. So after we return from, so the first day of quarter 4 will actually be next Monday. And then we will, it's just, I can't believe we're in the fourth quarter already. It's crazy. So we're just finishing up grades for quarter 3. And then 9 days until spring break. Not that anyone's counting in this whole school, but we're ready. The students are too.
A couple quick things that happened already. We had some of our standardized testing, state testing happen. Our second and third graders took place in the iRead testing last week, as well as our 11th graders took part in the SAT testing last week. So I'm sure there's a collective sigh of relief from students, parents, staff, and the like. We are continuing that this week, starting tomorrow with iLearn testing. That checkpoint number 3 for the iLearn testing for students as well. So I think Katie Richter and Taylor Brown will be excited to wrap that up too, as well as all the teachers, and everybody's working really hard to get the kids ready for that. So also the other week we had the FFA week led by Mrs. McConnell and the rest of the FFA team. They had some exciting stuff throughout the week for everybody. We had dress up days. They did ice cream for the students one day, which was fun. They went down and worked with the elementary. They had activities for them to do and so on as well. So that was exciting. They have some more things planned as well once it gets nicer, a drive your tractor to school day kind of stuff going on. So that'll be fun too. Last thing I wanted to mention, we have Winter Sports Awards next week planned for Tuesday evening, I believe. So that'll be good. And on Wednesday, we have our pre-K and kindergarten roundup that we have. So this coming Wednesday, yes. So we have, that'll be exciting. We already have a lot of kids signed up. So hoping to break last year's record and hoping for some nice weather to do so. So
I'll just point, not only is it sign up day, but they also will be signing with their parents behind them, like an athlete. They're going to be signing a certificate of starting kindergarten. So we hope that's kind of a novel idea that they'll enjoy as well as their parents.
Dr. Reichert, don't look behind you right now. The blizzard's back. So I wanted to, Mrs. Furness mentioned pre-K and kindergarten registration this coming Wednesday, March 18th. And just to clarify, it's any time between 2 and 4, between 4 and 6 p.m. Enter at door 4 will be in the library.
And if there's anyone listening in that's not currently living in our school district, you are also welcome to enroll. And if you'd like a tour, Mrs. Watkins can set that up and just call the school. Be happy to have you. Okay, Brittany. All
I
right.
don't have anything to add.
Down to school board member comments.
I'm assuming you get a photo of each kid signing, right? I knew you would. And there'll be 42 photos on Facebook the next morning, which is always. And I just got to tell you something. I'm not a social media guy. I have Facebook for just a couple of reasons, to sell stuff or whatever. But I love going through I've told you guys this before, but I love going through the school's Facebook page every day and looking at all the stuff we're doing and all the kids and the activities and everything. It is really, really great. So I know you two ladies down on the end take a lot of photos and upload a lot of photos. So greatly appreciated and well done. I guess with that, just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well, we got April mid-yawn. Sorry, April.
Sorry.
I think
like nobody else is coming. All right,
with
hold on.
with that, we're adjourned.
Just going for a button.
We'll just get back to
I
was gonna make sure I had it turned
off.
Oh, aye.